Hi, hello, how are you? My name is Olive and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little spooky Halloween drag get ready with me. So if you'd like to follow along and see what happens, let's do this. Before we get started, I'm going to shave my face and Alright, so after I shave my face, I moisturized and everything. But first we're going to get started with gluing these brows down. Fairly simple process. All you're going to need is a little Elmer's glue stick. I like to go in like circular motions, going against the grain. I feel like it's the smoothest application. Alright, so I know right now I look a little crazy. Next up, after we have these glued down, we're gonna take a little comb. I'm a YouTuber. And we're gonna comb them up. So, just take it like that. And guys, make sure when you use the glue stick that it's the purple glue stick. For some reason, the other ones don't want to hold your brows as nicely. Don't worry, the purple will disappear. I'm going to do it to the other side now. Thank you. Alright, the reason why we glue the brows down is to eliminate texture because we're going to be drawing brows a little higher. And if we don't put the layer of glue down, it'd be difficult to put shadow on top of hair. Now we're going in with our third layer. Now once again, it's all about preference. Everyone's body is different. I have a man body, so I like to go in with a few more layers just to guarantee they won't go anywhere. Because the last thing you want to do is start doing your eyeshadow and start blending and then, oh look, some hairs are popping up. Alright, now when that last layer of glue is still a little tacky, I'm going to take my little powder puff and trusty old Cody Airspun, and we're just going to pack that powder on those brows. And I really like to push it in there to help smooth out everything. Alright, once those brows are nice and set, you can dust off that powder. Alright, after you have your eyebrows glued down, I like to go in with a little color corrector, a little liquid lipstick, like an orange color to help cancel out the blues. Once again, we're trying to cover up the man that's under this. We're going from, you know, little twink to an egg. You know what I mean? Drag always looks ugly before it looks good. Like, you could be looking like a toe until you put like a lash on and then, it's over. Everything can be changed by a lash. Then we're gonna go in with a little blender and blend these out. Then next we're gonna set orange. More powder. Alright, after we have that powder setting for a little bit, we can dust it off. And next we can go in with a little color corrector to correct our beard area. Like haphazardly, like everywhere. And then I'll let it sit for a second before I blend it out, just so it can really get its full pigment. While that happens, I'm gonna start drawing in my drag brow. And with that I use a little liquid lipstick because I feel it works best, but also I can set on top of its chef's kisses. I forgot to prime. I'm sorry, Nikki Tutorials. Alright, once I have the general shape that I want, I can then make that on the other side. And when I say mimic, I'm gonna try. This one turned out better. I mean, the look I'm going for, the brows have to be like super arched. Like, you're angry surprised. Whatever that means. I think my dad is proud of this. I'm taking a little bit of the Anastasia eye primer and I'm going to use that to clean up under the brow. Before we clean up the top of the brow, we're going to blend out this orange so I don't look like a madman. Okay, now once you have that nice and blended, you want to set that so then it doesn't mix in with your foundation. Otherwise you'd be looking orange, girl. But we love cocoa here. Alright, I'm going to take a little stick foundation. This one is by Juvia's Place. It's in my skin tone. Use that to clean up the top of the brow. I'm just using the same brush that we used to clean up under the brow. Usually put it on the back of my hand. Go from there. Alright, and I gotta try to match this one to this one to this one. Once you have the general shape that you like, you can set it with powder. Make sure they don't go anywhere. Right now that we got the general shape of the brows done, we can go in with some foundation around the perimeter. I usually go with a warmer one around my beard area to cancel out the cool tones of my beard. Go into the trusty blender. Next I would like to go into a concealer to help brighten under my eye. Whenever I was younger, watching my mom get ready, I used to be just so like enamored with it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing, all the makeup and fun. We're gonna go on with the blender and start to blend that out. Just letting it soak in kind of maximizes the coverage that you get. And let's be honest, I'm turning this man into a woman. We need all the coverage we can get. I'm going to go in with white concealer. Trying to figure out this filming thing. So, before you guys got cut off, I had to powder my entire face after highlighting. Usually if I'm actually performing, I go in with clean contour, but since just staying home today, I don't think it should be necessary. Just away all this excess powder, and then we can get to shaping the face. Sometimes I go in with my eyes first, but it takes longer if I do my eyes first. Let's be honest, because then I spend way too much time, it's a whole thing. Y'all don't have time for that, this is already enough. Unless you guys want more, then, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. So first I want to go in with a little bronzer to warm up the face. Typically go in with an angled brush. I know people use this more for like a blush brush, but I typically go in with bronzer just to warm up the face and then just to get a general idea of where I'm going to eventually add my contour. This look is inspired by Tiffany from The Bride of Chucky. Hey y'all who like know who that is. She's so fabulous, played by the wonderful Jennifer Tilly, whose voice is iconic. This movie was really just like one of the first like horror films that I saw as a child. It's one of the first times I like saw like a queer person, like a queer actor. I'm talking about Alexis Arquette. In power. She Live, Laugh, Love Her. I remember seeing her in a few things beforehand, but I remember just being like, well, having so many questions as a child about it, and just being like enamored, just like, oh my gosh, this person is just so gorgeous. It's like male presenting and female presenting. Now look at me. And then just Jennifer Tilly with her. Oh, so iconic for boys. So good. I kind of have a square chin, so I go in pretty heavy with the bronzer. The chin and jaw areas to help warm that up. Now it's time for a little blush. Blush! I feel like blush just helps blend everything in together, makes everything look more seamless. Back to the face, I just filled in the brows with a little black eyeshadow, did little hair-like strokes, did more blush. Like I said, I did the sides of my face, and now I'm gonna go in with some eyeshadow. Before I do that, I'm gonna go in with some primer. Oh, and then I also contoured my nose. Now that we're nice and primed, we can go in with some shadow. And today I'm going to be using the Naked Tutorials X Beauty Bay palette. And I'm going to go in with this pink right here called Blend and Snap. We love a pink eye. A pink eye, not pink eye, just a regular. I go in with the purple of the palette, and it's called Slasher. Dust off the excess, and we're going to go a little lower. And blend out the edges. What I did while you guys were gone, while this camera went out yet again, I deepened the pink with some purple from the palette, and then I deepened that with some black just to add some more depth and created somewhat of a halo eye. And then in the middle of the eye, I'm gonna add a little glitter just to add a little pop, because why not? We love. Oh, so good. So add a little berry tone, and then on top of that, I'm gonna add a little black glitter. Just in the center. So add a little liner. Lips. So we're gonna outline it with some black. Tiffany is a little evil. And that's more evil than a black lip. One with some red in the middle, which is what we're gonna do. So, of course, when I'm filming, my lip does not cooperate. Alright, next we're gonna do a little red in the middle, just to, well, honestly, that's because that's what Tiffany had. And honestly, she's a trendsetter. We trust her. We love her. We stand her. Me and Martha Stewart. So I'm gonna go get my wig on, my drag on, and I'll be right back. And this is the finished look, guys. This Tiffany Bride of Chucky inspired Halloween drag tutorial is all done. What do you guys think? How'd I do? I look like a hooker in church. I look like I can like leave somebody at the altar and like not care after. It's pretty great. If any of you decide to recreate this look, make sure to tag me. You guys can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at @TheYalaCox. Okay, we can turn this off. Oh yeah. Boom. Oh yeah, if any of you decide to I mean, we'll see. I honestly don't know how this goes. Okay, we